Okay, so to recap on our last video, we went and we learned how to bring an image into Inventor and then use some of our drawing tools to trace the outline of it and then create our 3D view of our cars. So at this point I'm going to show you how to now add wheel wells and axle holes as needed to your vehicles. So for this you're going to want to make sure you have your original sketches with you that you can reference to. So to begin, I'm going to select the right side of my vehicle, and I'm going to click on it and then click New Sketch. Okay. So at this point in time, what I'm going to do is I know I have a wheel well of 12 millimeters in diameter that is centered 3 millimeters off of the bottom. So I will create a circle, and I will just draw a 12 millimeter circle. And then I will dimension its location. So I know that from the bottom of my car to the center of the circle, I have 3 millimeters. So I'm going to go ahead and put that in. And then I know that from this bottom point here, I dimensioned it 11 millimeters to locate. So now I have the beginnings of my wheel well. Now to make this a complete shape, I'll have to use my line tool, and I will bring lines from the center of my circle down to the edge of the car on both sides, like so. And I will draw one more line to complete the shape, like so. Now as you can see here, I have an extra line down here and an extra line here and here. So again, we're going to use our trim tool again, and we're going to go ahead and trim out the extras that we don't need. So I'm left with just this semicircle shape, like so. So that is how I make my wheel well. So now I will repeat the process at the back of my car. So again, I know I have a 12 millimeter circle for my wheel well. So I'll make another one of those. And then I will dimension its location. So I'll go from the center to the bottom, like I did the first time. That should be 3 millimeters for mine. And then from the back of my car to the center, I made it 15 millimeters, like so. And now at this point, I can go ahead and again use my line tools and add my extra lines in to finalize the design of my wheel well. And then go ahead and use my trim tool again to trim out all of the excess, like so. So at this point I have my two wheel wells drawn. I'm going to go ahead and finish my sketch, and I will extrude them. I'm going to make sure that they are a cut extrude, and I don't want to go all the way through my car. I only wanted to go in a little bigger than the depth of my wheel, which the wheels I know are 1.5, or no, they're 3 millimeters. So I'm going to make this like 3.25 millimeters, just a hair, so there's a little bit of extra space for them to wiggle. Then I will hit OK. So now a lot of you are thinking, oh man, I'm going to have to do that all the way over on the other side. But no, I'm going to show you a quick little trick to get your other wheels, or your wheel wells, onto the other side of your car without a lot of hassle. The first thing we need to do to accomplish this is to add a plane that runs down the center of our vehicle so we can easily mirror our features about it. So to do that, we're going to drop down the little plane tool up here in the work features, and we're going to use a mid-plane between two planes. So we'll click this button. Then I will click the one side of my vehicle. I will rotate around, click the other side of my vehicle, and that will then place our work plane 1 right in the center of our car. So now to get the feature of the wheel well all the way to the other side, it's really simple. All we have to do now is go up to the mirror button under pattern here, select the feature like so. Then we come over to the mirror toolbox, click the mirror plane button, and select that work plane and hit OK. And once we do that, if we rotate around, we now have the exact same wheel well on both sides of our vehicle. Okay, so the final thing we're going to do with this video is I will show you how to add your axle holes. This is pertaining particularly to those that have wheel wells. For the folks that do not, we'll have to do that another way. So in order to do this, what I'm going to do is rotate around so I can see my side view, and I'm going to use the hole tool, which is located up here under the Modify tab again. So I'm going to click on hole. I will then change the placement of my hole from linear to concentric. And I will select the back plane of my wheel well as my location. And then I will use the concentric reference as the wheel well itself. Now our wheel well, or our axle holes are going to be 1 millimeter in diameter. Or actually make it 1.5 millimeters in diameter. And I want that to go through all. And I will then hit apply. And what that will do is that will then cut the hole right through. So now I'll repeat the process on the back side here. I will select my plane, my concentric reference, and it's going to be 1.5 millimeters in diameter, and then I will hit OK. That then put both of my axle holes through my car. So now I'm pretty much done with this video, and then I will show you how to refine your designs a little bit more next time.